the first thing to understand is the reason why they want us in that mode that you're talking about, and why they keep us in control. So I'll just share this gentleman. He says it quite well. Let me make sure I share it with sound. Important.
The exposure's why they want to keep us in control.
We are so powerful that we can change realities. So using our intentions, our hearts, our minds, we can envision and dream our future. We can create any world we want with our intentions. And if they can influence and manipulate our minds, our bodies, our world, we can implant whatever version of the future they want. And if we start to believe that, then they win.
Wow. That's exactly what they're doing. My goodness gracious.
We're so powerful that God, the infinite God of all creations, made us such that we are able to co-create. We're co-creators through the power of our envisioning and in other words, our imagination, our ability to image can create the future. That's why
we co-create because we are God. We are of Christ. We are a part of the pie, and we have the same skills, I guess the best word, skills for manifesting.
They don't. When a being has no soul, they're not able to. It's through the power of the soul that God created for us that that's possible. So without that, they have to farm us, and they want a world in which they rule us through terror and fear. That is their mode of operation. They're actually in that mode all the time. Every minute of every moment, they're in terror and fear because they're a predator. A predator is always fearful that the prey that it's hunting will wake up to the fact that it's being manipulated, controlled, hunted, and harvested. And they are always afraid they're going to lose control and lose power. So they're continuing to do these very evil things and very powerful. And, we need to really focus and know the truth of why we're here. So this gentleman really speaks to this very well.
If you're seeing this, it means that you need to know. God says, because I chose you does not mean that you will not fight. In fact, I chose you because I knew my warriors before I tried to put armor on them. And you battle in terms not of what people see. You battle in the spirit. You battle with spiritual entities. You battle with darknesses that you did not even know exist. You battle with things so articulate that you must know I chose you. Because I am going to put you through a rigorous training process. You're almost done. But you are chosen because I know you are strong enough. Stay strong in me. I love you.
That's powerful. He has chosen us for such a time as this. And if we would just realize what he's placed within us, he's given us all the tools possible. Wow. Powerful message.
So you may be chosen just for your friends and family, or you may be chosen like Ellen or Francine or myself for the world. So if you're chosen for your friends and family, this lady here speaks of it quite well.
Bro, sis, listen. God just laid a revelation on me so heavy. Some of y'all, and I don't want to scare anybody, but I want this to empower you. Some of y'all, God placed y'all in families that have a lot of work to do. Let's just say that. A lot of work to do internally, spiritually. And God placed you in these families because he felt like you were the only one that had the power to teach the lesson. You know what I mean? God placed you there as almost like a mold. How they treat you is how they feel about God. because you are a life force. Some of y'all have families who really have evil spirits who don't like y'all. Some of y'all have friendships that had evil spirits who really don't like y'all. Y'all seeing it in public now. Y'all seeing how these friendships, how they turning out. People are, you know what I mean? It's really good against evil. They got to team up to come against y'all. They got to band together to come against y'all. God placed y'all in these families because y'all were the only one that could do it, that could open eyes, that could remove the veil. Do you understand? Y'all have family members that don't like y'all. They really evil and they put on a mask. I put a message out yesterday about this, where I said let God do his job and work on the hearts of people. Their time is up. The time is up. The cat's out the bag. See, they didn't want y'all to know who y'all are. They fought y'all hard. A lot of these people, some of y'all are placed in families that they do a good job at putting on a good face to the public and making everyone believe that they love y'all so much and they like y'all so much. So that if you decided to separate yourself from them or remove yourself from their space, that the world will look at y'all, that people will look at y'all like y'all crazy. Oh, how could you move like that with this person? They're so nice. They're so kind. They take care of you. The intention, everything is about the intentions of your heart. Open your eyes. Do not allow people to fool you. God placed y'all in some of these situations, these friendships, these jobs, so that you could be the biggest lesson that they ever learned. If they didn't use you as a blessing, now you're gonna be used as a lesson. Hear me. This is a big one, y'all. And y'all were the only ones that could do it. That's why y'all were placed there. So anytime that these people try to bully...
Well, it sounds like she's talking about my family, and I was thinking about them yesterday. You know, they're completely removed from my soul. Like they don't want anything to... They're evil, but they're going along pretending everything's normal, and they're acting nice. You know, my sister, for example, has a whole new family, and they're all refugees. Like, she's been going around the world saving refugees, and her own family is torn to smithereens. I don't see any of her kids with her in her photos. It's all these brown people. And my sister is very evil. She was very evil towards me. And I had the dream where I picked my mother. I was a spirit, and I was just a spirit floating around North Vancouver, and I saw my mother. She was 10 years old, running up the street and into the side of her house. I saw her situation in the house. I saw how depraved it was. I really saw nothing. I just had feelings. I saw her mother standing there with a purse on a hook, and I saw her grandfather sitting in an easy chair. But it was the feelings of evil, you know, evil things going on. And then I flashed up into this place. It was like space on a platform and dark all around. And I saw 4 cartoon character empty suits. And they were me and my siblings to be. Now they were empty. At the time that I was watching, I was standing behind them, these 4 suits. They were blue in color and looked like cartoons with no heads. And I heard a male voice, whom I now know to be my father, say, "Who will bear the brunt of her anger?" And they were talking about that little girl who would grow up to be my mother. And I saw the second cartoon to the right raise her hand. Now I'm still outside of that body, I'm behind. And as soon as she raised her hand, she's going to be the one to bear the brunt of the anger of this mother's 4 children. And I immediately put my spirit into that cartoon. So I chose this family. I chose the role I'm going to take. And this video seems to be saying that, and I totally agree, that there are people here who have come to save the families. save humanity by saving the families. You're plopped into a family that's crazy, insane, perverted, greedy, and everything on the outside looks fine. And I can't convince people that it's not fine. I can't convince people of the covert activities these people engage in secret, what the thoughts they harbor, the fantasies they harbor. And it's because Hollywood, for 100 years, has cast spells on every soul. Anybody who watches, anybody who believes in what they see through a screen and watches the drama, the series, the comedy, and begins to make fun of things that should not be made fun of, and begins to be normal in mocking other people and calling people crazy. It's all been modeled for us. And now we see humanity behaving like the reptiles you see on TV.
Y'all and make y'all feel small and plant seeds of doubt in your mind. Remember who you are. God sent you there. God sent you there because you were the only one that could do it. You're strong. If it was anybody else, they'd probably get fooled. They'll be fooled by the smiles. They'll be fooled by the favors. Not you. Everything is about the intentions of their hearts. Some of y'all blessings are taking so long to come in because you have such a big heart that you want to bring everybody with you. And like I said yesterday, you have to let attachments go. These people are holding up your blessings because God's not letting them go through the door with you. So they wondering like, what's taking so long? What's taking so long? Before they may have been supporting y'all. They may have been supporting your goals, supporting your dreams. They don't want to do that anymore because they realize now that they're not going through the door with you. They realize it took so long because God's not letting them go through the door with you. So they may try to turn you back around. They may try to get you to take jobs, old jobs that you already moved forward from. Some of y'all already broke free from your 9-to-5s. And I know that wasn't easy. But some of y'all already did that. And then y'all got family members saying, y'all need to get a job. You need to get a job. You need to get a job. Because the promise is taking so long to come. So now you don't receive the support that you once got. Because they know that they're not going through the doors. They are battling demons. Like I said yesterday, you're not talking to the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, that's supposed to be alive in these people. The Holy Spirit in them is dormant. Do you understand? So now when you're interacting with certain family members, you're talking to their demons. Do you hear me? You're that powerful that God sent you. God sent you into these friendships. God sent you into these families. You're worthy of the respect. Okay? So please act like it. This is a serious word, y'all. The cat's out the bag. You're the one. God bless you. God bless you. Celebrate, okay?
Well, I guess that's why I'm removed from British Columbia, where all of my family are, and I'm in Quebec, having all sorts of issues with the detachment of our relationship. And I sense this week is about me giving up, basically, and letting them do what they want to do. I mean, we should all let people do what they want to do anyway and not push it. I can't push it anymore. I'm not going to be contacting them anymore. I'm not going to try. I feel that I did come with my father and my son, and we were here to teach lessons of the heart, and my family failed miserably. Fail. Like I have another sister, just to illustrate, she's got it all. She lives in Strathmore, Alberta, with a husband who became a pipe fitter, making a lot of money. And she became a crystal store owner, like she buys crystals and sells crystals. And she's got all love and light memes everywhere, and the words are all around her of love and light and be kind. And yet she was the most evil, cold-hearted, cold-blooded sister I could have ever imagined when I got cancer and was going homeless. It seems like it triggered her. Like we had a fairly good relationship. She knitted me a blanket. I was her MC at her wedding and her bridesmaid at her wedding. She's 10 years younger than me. She's of my father's side, where we had a different mother. When I contacted her to tell her in 2016 that I was going down and I needed help, I just I had nowhere to go. Nowhere. And I couldn't imagine that she would turn her back on me. But it was when I was at my most need that she went reptilian, like screaming her head off. And I said, in a text exchange, I said, okay, fine, I won't come, it's fine. But I have Dad's Last Supper and I have some of his belongings, and I want Landon to have it. That's her son. Or Jaden, her other son. I said, you should have this. And she screamed at me, you're so fucking materialistic. You think we care about things. What? I'm talking about a Last Supper that Dad made in prison. It's a beautiful art. But her twisted, demonic mind is gone. But when you look at her page, all of the love and light and crystals, and her popularity too, like everybody loves every comment she makes. Everybody there's people like that. Not me. I don't get that. No. But these people that are popular and full of the love and light, I don't trust them as far as I could throw them. I really don't. I have too much experience with what they're doing covertly, how they harbor thoughts, what they're thinking about, and how they act it out on targets that they don't like or that bring too much truth to the world. They want to smash that truth down, and they are demonic. My sister is demonic. And then my other sister, the one with the refugees and the Brown family now, same thing. And they're around the same age too. Well, both of them were born in 1968. When my father remarried and my mother remarried, they had more kids. And these half siblings were raised in the same era. I know in 1968 is when WEF took over the education of schools. And, I don't know what happened to Generation X, but between the television programming and people behaving like reptiles sexually and changing partners, and it's normal to leave your family, and it's normal to have an abortion, it's normal to have several partners, it's normal for sodomy, it's normal to have fantasies, sexual fantasies. Well, those sexual fantasies are rape and BDSM and sodomy and pedophilia. The fantasies that have been planted into the imagination here have destroyed souls. They have destroyed souls, and they cannot come through.
That's powerful.
Yeah, so we're sent here to maybe for your family, maybe for this world to know, this world, there's a lot of things going on, like in Ukraine. These monks, and many of us are to send this truth out and to cover these monks in the world in prayer and envisioning, like the gentleman said, how powerful we are of what we can envision. These monks have been in these caves in Ukraine, the Orthodox, the true Christian Orthodox Church in Ukraine, and now Zelensky and his government are evicting them because they want the fortune and the money, because they're quickly trying to grab everything up in Ukraine because they know it's going to collapse. They know that the Western powers that be, the neocon globalists, elite Satanists, will not back down. They have no reverse gear. They will not come, even though China gave a very reasonable negotiations to end the Ukraine war.
Okay, I'm not going to finish that. I just think that you can go to this yourself. It's on BitChute under Free Your Mind. And you can. It looks pretty good, actually. I don't know. I haven't seen it all. But it could be, again, in a lot of newscasts, they mix truth in with lies and have you still delusional. But so far, I saw this as pretty good. It made a lot of sense to me anyway. I don't know, did it make sense to you, subscriber, with your family? Like, who are you in the family? What is your role in the family? And how do you feel and think about your family members? What are your secret thoughts about them? And which one of you is the angel here to try and save the family? I think anybody who can get through watching me is on the angelic side of things. I really do. I have to, because I've seen that the dark cannot stand the light, like really can't stand me. And it's very hard to find friends. And we are at the end. We are at the end. This portal is going to have a door close, and it will be a hell here. It's artificial intelligence. It's replaced mothers and love with an artificial God, the Godfather, the one that has you full of fear, the one that has you imagining Bibles and revelations every 100 years, instead of imagining a dream that's in your own brain, your right brain. You came with a dream, but it gets hijacked, and we begin to think thoughts for the system now. After our education, after watching our television program, our thoughts are formed. And those thoughts, I've got to tell you, are evil. We have to change words that bring it back to the love of Christ, which is the love of babies, which it's all a fake love. It's an ownership of babies. It's control of babies, and it's not of love. And I do believe that the portal door is shut on my family, the whole works. There are 3 of them that are very popular and get all of the loves and showing up their families, you know, what they're doing with themselves in their world. People fawn all over that, all over the blessings this family has. Oh, wow, you're so lucky. They're liars and they're fakes. It's empty cartoons. It's empty cartoons. And they're going to go back to being empty cartoons. I think that's all. Thanks, everybody.